This is Tim Bryce with my column titled, The 1776 Pledge to Save Our Schools. During the recent CPAC meeting held last weekend in Texas, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem was one of the conservative speakers. During her talk, she made a passing reference to the 1776 Pledge to Save Our Schools. Being unaware of the pledge, I decided to look it up. It was developed by a group called 1776 Action, an organization dedicated to stopping the anti-American indoctrination of our children and grandchildren. I'm told this is a byproduct of the 1776 Commission as established by President Trump to support patriotic education. The commission was quickly dissolved following the inauguration of President Biden. There are actually two pledges listed in the 1776 Action website, one for citizens and one for candidates, such as school board members. First, let's look at the Citizen Pledge. It says, "As a citizen, I believe that the United States of America is an exceptional nation whose people have always strived to form a more perfect union based upon our founding principles. Our founding fathers, including George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, as well as leaders like Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, and Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., were among the greatest Americans to ever live, and they deserve to be honored as heroes. Our children and grandchildren should be taught to take pride in their country, to respect our founding principles of liberty and equality, and to have a sense of American history that is both truthful and inspiring. Civics education should focus on the serious studies of our founding documents and principles, not coerce students into engaging in extracurricular political action on behalf of contemporary policy positions. Our young people should be taught to view one another not according to race or gender, but as individuals made in the image of God. Teaching children to hate their country and each other is immoral and deeply harmful to our society and must be stopped. Therefore, I pledge to help replace elected officials, school board members, education commissioners, principals, deans, and university presidents who promote a false, divisive, and radical view of America and our fellow citizens with new leaders who respect our history, our values, our rights, and the God-given dignity of every person." Next, we have the Candidate Pledge, which begins with, "Therefore, I pledge to the voters of," enter your district or location name, "that I will take concrete steps to do the following in our K through 12 public schools. First, restore honest, patriotic education that cultivates in our children a profound love for our country. Number 2, promote a curriculum that teaches that all children are created equal, have equal moral value under God, our Constitution and the law, and are members of a national community united by our founding principles. Number 3, prohibit any curriculum that pits students against one another on the basis of race or sex. And number 4, prevent schools from politicizing education by prohibiting any curriculum that requires students to protest and lobby during or after school." Frankly, I see nothing wrong with either pledge, as this is how things worked years ago when I went to school. In essence, it is a throwback to another era. As I interpret the pledges, this is obviously a reaction to today's perception of academia, which appears to be more interested in indoctrination as opposed to education. Case in point, a Virginia school district who recently came under fire for allegedly teaching critical race theory and promoting transgender policies. Other school boards are also coming under fire for similar policies. Not surprising, attendance at school board meetings by concerned parents are increasing dramatically across the country, thereby denoting the politics involved. If all citizens and school board members sign these simple pledges, it might very well quell the uproar at such meetings. Then again, if they do not, the intensity may increase. It is simply a matter of whether you agree with the pledges or not. As for me, I agree. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.